expect to, to get that they're going to just be perfect, and or any other country is going to be perfect. And we just need, right? That's how I became a globalist.
What did they give you to drink there, Joe?
Kool-Aid, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey, Mohammed, let's talk about what's happening this year. So far, the year is young, 23 days in, but you are talking about some pretty phenomenal rallies that you've seen in stocks and bonds to this point. You think that that trend continues?
You are for three reasons, and you heard it. One is economic prospects have improved. Two is the market feels inflation is mostly behind us, the problem. And three, the Fed has signaled that it's going to downshift to 25 basis points. And not only have we done well domestically, we've done even better internationally with two big trades from the US to the rest of the world and into bonds. I look forward and I see many potential outcomes for this year. The one that Joe cited a few minutes ago is certainly a possibility, not a probability, but there's also others. So I think the year we're going to romance different outcomes with respect to growth, inflation, and the Fed.
Okay. Larry Summers was a little more sanguine about the environment, what the Fed's going to have to do. But he did make the point last week that the one thing we have to make certain is that inflation is really dead and it doesn't come back to haunt us, so that we don't have to fight this fight twice. I would assume you're kind of in the same camp on that.
I am. And the inflation dynamics themselves are not very encouraging, because what has happened is inflation has moved from the goods sector to the services sector, and that's much harder to contain. So I'm in the very, very small camp who thinks that they should not downshift to 25 basis points. They should do 50. They should take advantage of this growth window we're in. They should take advantage of where the market is, and they should try to tighten financial conditions, because I do think that we still have an inflation issue.
Hey, Mohammed, I know that's your view. The question is whether you think that's Jay Powell's view. Meaning,
No,
there's one thing to want
clear.
that. The question is whether you think...
No, it's not. They've been very clear, and if you look at today's journal article, which has tended to be fed by guidance, if you like, from the Fed, they're very clear. They're going to downshift to 25 basis points. I think that's a mistake. So, no, it is not the view in the Fed.
But is your sense that it's a 25-25 pause? It's a 25-25-25 pause? I mean, the question is, where's the pause? You can get there different ways.
Yeah, and this is, Andrew, an issue we have, is that they have made the level that they'll stop and the pace dependent on each other. So they say the pace we're going to go on, okay, is open because the destination is a variable itself. That's an overhang for the market. The marketplace is very clear. It says not only is the Fed not going to be able to pause for long, it's going to have to cut. So you have three tensions that we need to sort out. First, between the Fed and the market, we don't agree on what the path of interest rate looks like. Two, within the markets, there are those who believe we're going to come down because inflation will really sharply fall, and there are those that believe that we're going to come down because we're going to be in a recession. And then thirdly, within the Fed, there is some disagreement about the pace. So we're going to have to reconcile this all year. That's why I say we have to be open to the fact that this is still an uncertain year.
Mohammed, I think we're feeling pretty good because inflation has come down so much, and a big part of that has been energy prices have come down so much. But there is some real concern that energy prices could rebound as China reopens. Do you fall into that camp?
I'm not there yet, but there is a few people that are saying something really interesting, which say not only will inflation plateau at 4%, that's where I am, but what you're going to have is the goods sector is not only going to stop disinflating, but it's going to start inflating for the reasons you've said, China, while the service sector is still inflating. So you have a very small segment of economists who see this U in inflation. If we get that, that will be really bad news. I'm not there yet. I think we're going to plateau at around 4%, and then the Fed's going to have a really difficult decision. Do they crush the economy to get to 2%? Do they revise up the inflation target? I don't think they'll do that. Or do they keep on promising us 2% down the road and hope we can live with a steady 3 to 4%? That's probably the best outcome.
All right. Mohammed, great to see you. Can't believe it's the 23rd and the first time we're seeing you, but I'm sure we'll see lots more of you in the days ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, coming up, a lot more on Squawk here. We're going to speak with one of Washington's brand new senators, try to get his take on the unfolding debt ceiling fight. Vermont Democrat Peter Welch is going to join us live. Stay tuned. You're watching Squawk Box, and this is CNBC.